Cool, so we're now recording in live. Hello everyone and welcome to the Old Sword Club live stream. So this is kind of our substitute for lessons while we're all sort of in isolation and dealing with the plague. So most of the formal lessons are up on our Facebook page and also on our YouTube channel if you've missed a few, but I'm gonna do my best to actually run through, like, to make every lesson sort of self-contained, so it's always you're learning a thing. In terms of tonight's lesson, first off, I think I didn't introduce myself. I'm Tim. I'm sort of the instructor at the Old Sword Club when we're generally functioning, and I guess instructor now just via computer. Everyone should be muted by default, and I'd appreciate it if you stay muted whilst I'm teaching. But obviously, once we move to discussion, you're welcome to demute and join in the conversation. All right, so I guess first off, just for those of you who are new, so tonight we're going to be learning about these things, sabres, and specifically sabre on foot. More specifically, that we're going to look at parry riposte tonight, which is going to be a weird thing to teach because parries are very, very, reacting to something motion, and riposting, like what riposte you use, are trying to kind of set up by your parry. So yeah, this is interesting. And look, I'll be honest, like I'm still working out how to teach this, via video. So if you do have any feedback or there's anything you want to tell me, by all means, just let me know. Like I'm not going to pretend that I know everything or even more than I need to run a lesson on riposting, really. So just do so. If you don't have a sabre, you will need some kind of object in your hand. That can be a stick. It doesn't have to be a long one. This is just a very short stick, which is also good if you're inside and don't want to pick else up. Walking sticks are always also good. And curiously enough, sabre in the 19th century was still seen as a practical self-defense art. It's just instructed to say, oh, just, use your walking stick the same way you'd use your sabre if you're out and don't have a sabre with you. Which, given that carrying swords and carrying visible weapons had well since fallen out of favour by certainly the period a lot of the manuals I worked from was written. The other week we also worked out that you could use a cricket bat if you want to be like, just weapons grade, British about it. So, between, listening to BBC podcasts and watching Doctor Who and sipping tea that you paid for in opium, if you wanted to practice some sword fighting, you can do it with a cricket bat. I don't know. If you want a recommendation about if you're looking for something that's really good, these buffers by Go Now that you can get from like the HEMA shop or Spares or really any of the HEMA retailers, they're really, really good because for how safe they are, they're pretty good sword simulators. And like I take these to parties and get drunk and fight with them and no one gets hurt. So if you want to, like, as far as entry level weapons go, these ones are quite good. All right. So just to start off in terms of introduction, so tonight we're looking at riposting. So riposting, or throwing a return attack, is it's kind of a staple thing for a lot of late 19th century sabre. Alfred Hutton, who's one of the primary sources I work from, says it's the most sophisticated form of fencing. And as far as he's concerned, like when he talks about what you should do when you're in a sabre fencing match or in a sabre duel, he reckons that, like, the best thing to do is to try and line up a riposte. Although he's a bit more vague, not as useful about what to do if your opponent is also trying to line up a riposte and therefore is not attacking you. His advice is usually just, try and fake an opening, which I found never works because, pretty much everyone I fence with knows that, knows if they can see an opening, it's a trap, and vice versa. But still, it is a really, really integral skill. It's not, it's a really important skill. I think also in terms of how it works. So, the idea is a riposte is parry, then you throw your riposte from there. And what your parry does is give you control of the fight. You've got control of your opponent's weapon and also As long as you've displaced it properly, you will actually have the like the initiative to fight. So you parry to capture the initiative and to create an opening, and then you take advantage of that opening. Conversely, if someone parries and riposte at you, you can parry their riposte and then riposte it back to riposte. And I personally am very, very fond of the counter riposte as a method. So I found that I practiced to get really, really good at parry riposte because that's what the sources tell me I should be good at. And then the solution a lot of people had to that was to just not attack me. And so I had to work out how to be offensive with my riposte game. And so the solution is to throw an attack, usually at sword arm. And my primary tactic with sword arm is I throw an attack with sword arm. My opponent responds because my sword is very close to it, and because I'm still fairly, otherwise quite far away. I've got a fairly good chance of parrying whatever they throw back at me, and then that's when I can actually throw my actual counter attack. All right. So yeah, that's my basic theory of parry riposte. Does anyone have any questions before we move on? You feel free to either just ask them in the chat or unmute yourself. Because I am on a laptop this week, so yeah, I can see a lot more easily. I will take that. Oh, Rachel, so do we need to turn our screen on? No, you do not. To be honest, I won't be able to see you anyway. Because when I'm standing back from the computer, I can only very vaguely see what's going on. And I also watch myself on the screen to make sure that you all can see me. That's all going well. So if you do want to turn your screen on, you can, but I won't be able to see you. So if you don't want to turn your screen on, it doesn't matter one way or another. All right, so yeah, if there's no other questions, I'm just going to pause recording for a second.